reading that letter that was sent to them individually, it says that even after they pass the test, it still doesn't guarantee that they will be put on the register and all of that and all of those big.
Hello, everyone. So, some months ago, I talked about some Nigerian nurses in the United States of America that are in trouble for using fake credentials to sit for their nursing board exam, thereby getting their license and practicing as a nurse in US. It is the turn of Nigerian nurses in the UK now. About 512 Nigerian nurses in UK are in OTSU, and they risk being struck off after finding out that there is some fraudulent activity going on at the exam center that they sat for their exam in Nigeria. And I think that center is in Ibadan or your state. So what happened was that they believe that there are some unusual activities going on at the center that make them to query the result from this center. And there's a lot of panic and anxiety going on right now because there is an email. Apparently, there is a letter that has been sent out to those affected. And the thing about this issue now, Ryan, is that even if they find out that they didn't commit any fraudulent activity, they still risk being struck off from being able to practice in UK. See, it's very sad, really, because nobody knows. I'm sure there are so many people that are not even aware that there is any of this fraudulent thing going on at that test center. Nothing has been said yet. These affected nurses, they are still allowed to practice. They've not been asked to stop working, but I think everybody is just on high alert at the minute. So there's a particular video that I'm going to be playing for us. This nurse talked about the issue and also what they can do, affected nurse, what they can do to help them at this time. And yeah, and I think there's a particular form too that they have to fill. Anyway, the woman talked about it, and I'm going to play the video. So if you know anyone that is affected, just send this video to them. It might be very, very helpful. And I'm also going to read what is going on. I got this news from Daily Mail Online, and it's everywhere now. Basically, yeah, I feel so bad for them because at the end of the day, if you see the comments on this article, you feel that it is not right because there are still some trustworthy people in this world. There are Nigerians that are living a good life. There are Nigerians that are living an honest life. And so when this sort of thing comes up, it kind of just taints the image of Nigerians that are living a very good life, I mean, honest life. I'm not saying these nurses they are guilty yet. I'm just saying news like this just paint us in a very bad light, basically. Before I read what I want to read, if you're coming across my channel for the first time, please do subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you get notified anytime I upload a new video. And I'm sorry I've been gone for some time now. I just needed that rest. Anyway, let me just go ahead and read the video. Read the article for us. So, more than 500 midwives and nurses working in the UK could be struck off following a probe in a test center in Nigeria. The Nursing and Midwifery Council said the registration of those who passed the exam at the center could be fraudulent or incorrect. To make sure internationally educated professionals has the right knowledge and skill to provide high quality care in the UK, they must take part in a two-part test of competency before joining the NMC register. That is a CBT exam, that is a computer-based test usually sat for at their home country, and a practical test, OSCE, in the UK. So the CBT covers numeracy, including questions on drug usage, as well as some clinical questions, such as some health problems that patients could face, such as diabetes, which some people are vulnerable to. So there is an organization called Pearson VUE that runs the CBT program on NMC's behalf in Nigeria. And yeah, recently they've been alerted that the regulator has some anomaly data at the test center in Ibadan. So a total of 512 people on the NMC register. That is around about 5% of all of the Nigerian nurses working in the UK that qualifies in Nigeria took their test at this center. So NMC now has written to them to set out what has happened and to tell them that they are opening cases. That is, the investigation is going on right now, whether or not they gained fraudulent or incorrect entry to the register. So it's added that there are more people who have applied to join the register after passing the exam at the center, but yet to be added to it. They have had their application paused and they've been invited to retake the test. That is people that are already in the UK that took their CBT test in Nigeria. So I think those ones want to write their OSC exam in the UK. So those ones now, the application has been paused and they've been invited that they should have to retake the exam. So NMC said that our paramount concern is to maintain the integrity of the register to protect the public, and at the same time it is critical we approach any investigation about individuals objectively and transparently to avoid any form of unfair discrimination. Yes, so yeah, this affects just over 500 out of 771,445 professionals on our register. So they've paused the practical test in Nigeria right now, and until all their investigation has been concluded. And also, from what I could read here, they said that until the investigation is concluded, those nurses are still allowed to, to practice basically. And this shouldn't raise any form of concern that some of the nurses working in NHS are incompetent or thereabout. So yeah, anyway, I'm just going to play the video of this lady for us advising some of these nurses affected what they should do and how to go about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I really do feel bad for them, and finger crossed that it is just an error in the test center and not like any kind of illegality activity going on there. All right, thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.
This is so sad and heartbreaking to say the least. I'm sure we've all seen the news. We've seen the whole Twitter post. We've seen people's statuses about the whole thing that has happened or has just been found out at Ibadan, Nigeria, for internationally educated nurses that wrote one of their pre-registration tests. That's the computer-based test at Unique Center, Ibadan, Nigeria. In a very quick brief, what we got or what we read from the chief registrar and executive of NMC was that they received an alert from their CBT provider PersonView that there has been some unusual activities that makes them want to query or should query, the results of the test conducted at Unique Center Ibadan. And out of all the Nigerian trained nurses that are on the NMC UK register at the moment, 5% of them, wrote their test at this Unique Center Ibadan, and altogether put in number that's 512 people affected. And these people have been sent emails. I'll show you what the email looks like, and it's a bit disheartening. They're so worried, and according to the document that has been provided, if they can get help from their employer, a friend, an advisor, or a trade union representative, just so, because even reading that letter that was sent to them individually, it says that even after they pass the test, it still doesn't guarantee that they will be put on the register and all of that, and all of those big conditional statements. It gets a bit scary sometimes, doesn't it? So, but I want you to please calm down. And another thing they've mentioned, just to reassure you, is that the £83, to receipt this test. In case you don't know, they'll be receipting the test, and £83, they will foot the bill. So that's out of the way. But then before they get more information to them as to when to go for the test and all of these other things that needs to go through or go on before they get, that rest of mind or that peace of mind that everything has been sorted. I'm sure just like every other person, they'll be so worried and all of that. We really hope this gets sorted as soon as possible. That they will be notifying your employer of this. So it might be worth mentioning it to your employer already. By your employer, they mean your HR, your OSM. So of course, the information goes down. So you might as well just inform them at this point. The next page, it would be your personal details, of course, your NMC address and all of that, your name. So please remember, Even before now, I say, please, can I remind you, if you update your address or you update your email address or your home address, always notify NMC and RCN and important bodies, just so they don't send correspondences to a former address or email address. Thank you. Right, so the next page would be the name of your employer, because they would need to check. Remember from the page we saw earlier, they would need to check whatever details you've given to them with that employer. So name of your employer as well as their address. And then the next box, the next big box would be, have you had any previous employer prior this current one? If the answer is yes, you fill it there. If the answer is no, you can just write NA or not applicable in that box, please. Next step is about indemnity cover. Now, this just means that for every registered nurse, God forbid you cause harm to a patient, there should be an organization or a body you belong to, a provider that provides like an indemnity, like an insurance, like a cover to you. So for you, if you work with the NHS, your NHS trust is your indemnity provider. However, I've said this in previous videos on my channel, if your trainings are not up to date, your indemnity cover has lapsed. So before you can claim indemnity cover, even with the NHS or whatever care home you work with or hospital you work with, your trainings have to be all up to date. God forbid there's an incident and they backdate and they see that, say it was a CPR issue and your CPR was dated, that was out of date, is what I mean to say, then they may actually withdraw their indemnity cover. So remember, yes, NMC, yes, your NHS, your care home or whatever can be your indemnity cover, but it is if and only if your trainings are up to date as at when needed. So I think it might just be worth keeping our trainings up to date to keep yourself safe. Now, if you've had a time where you haven't had an indemnity cover, that is what they want you to put in the next big box. The other thing I was going to say, RCN, Unison, Unite, all of these other agencies, not agencies, trade unions can be your indemnity provider, so you pop yours there. So remember, I always make sure you belong to a trade union or somewhere where you just pay some monthly fee. It's £16.20 with the RCN. I don't know how much is it with Unison, just to get some kind of cover should you need them. But the last part is to sign and date. Please do it today if you can. And remember, there are numbers to call should you need help from the RCN. They said they would come back to you in 5 working days, or you ring, there's an email address, or you ring the number provided. If you need any kind of support or anything whatsoever, that's number one. You want somebody to represent you, that is the box. The last page is just a box where you say you are given authorization to be represented. And that's it. I really hope you've got value for your time. That'll be me rounding off. I think this video is long enough now. Please remember to speak up. At this point in time, the deed has been done. Speak up. I know one may feel vulnerable at this time. It's a bit unfair. It's a bit, you be thinking a lot of things at this time. You're probably bargaining and you're thinking, had I done it better? Should I not have done it and all of that? But please calm down. All will be well. Thanks for watching till the end. And remember to save this video for when needed. You can share if you don't mind. Like this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.